What's going on, guys? I don't think anybody's on here yet, but I'm sure they are soon to come. I posted this in the Six Figure Recruiters Facebook group, so I'm hoping a bunch of you saw it. Okay, I think at least one or two people are in here now. Usually, when you smash that little like button, that's how people know when I'm live. So that's pretty cool. So if you could do that, that would be able to get a ton of more people in here and enhance the conversation, talk about awesome stuff. So anyways, I created this live because there's a lot going on lately, and I really wanted to just chit chat with you guys, do a little Q&A, and dive deep into some topics, talk about a bunch of recruiting stuff, obviously. I want to wait until we get a few more people in here. What's up, Trish? What's up, Daniel? How you doing, man? Just making sure this setup looks good. Looks good? Cool. One big item. Can you guys hear my audio well? Is that good? What does that look like? Hey, Vicky Richard, what's up? Cool, perfect. Thank you, Daniel. Audio is pretty much the most important thing because who wants to just stare at my face without audio? But anyways, welcome, guys. Thanks so much for joining the live. Super amped to chat with you guys. So this is pretty much a Q&A. We're going to be talking about recruiting stuff. Every time we've done one of these, we've gone through and just kind of answered a ton of people's questions. And what's up, Rolando? And we've pretty much helped out a lot of people, by going through and just like sometimes even problem solving and answering questions specific to like a scenario that you're in or something like that. So obviously you guys, some of you guys, I hope all of you guys are in Six Figure Recruiters, the Facebook group. And that's where I advertise this live. And obviously all the subscribers see it when I go live anyways. But yeah, guys, so I wanted to deliver some awesome value and answer questions. And yeah. All right, so let's just talk. Trish Slayer says, okay, so starting out, what should your website look like? All right, Trish, I can already tell you're thinking too small, okay? So everybody that knows me, the real me, I am super kind, super gracious, but I give really direct, straightforward feedback because I want you to win. I want you to slay it. So here's the deal with websites, okay? You have a bunch of questions, but one at a time. All right, okay, we'll go one at a time, no problem. So here's the deal with your website. Your website is the equivalent of the 1980s business card. So go to Wix, go set up a template website, put it up on the internet, put some content on there. Don't put too much thought into it. Maybe spend like a day, maybe 2 days organizing it, like setting it up, like just putting it together. My recruiting agency is a multi-six-figure recruiting agency. I built my website in 30 minutes at the beginning of my setup. And it's still the same, guys. No one cares. Big secret, clients really don't care. It's really not a big deal. Your candidates don't care. Your clients don't care. If you want to get all fancy and you want to look really, really good, okay, fine. No big deal. Take the time, put it in, do that kind of stuff. But I personally preach a lot of methodology and a lot of strategy that puts more important things above those things. So getting clients, getting good candidates, getting good fees, right? A lot of those things are way more important than worrying about like simple stuff like what should my logo look like? What's my business name going to be like? What's my website going to be like? So go to Wix, pick a template, put it up. It should be done like literally an hour and call it good. So you telling me saying like, what your website should look like. I'm sorry. You asking me what your website should look like. It should look like any of the templates that you find that you think are really cool that look businessy on Wix or Weebly or Squarespace. I would endorse any of those three website providers, and they host all your content too. So yeah, and yeah, you got a bunch of questions. So let's go to Rolando. Rolando says, did you run into any issues with Contact Out? Yes, I did. Contact Out, I have run into issues with Contact Out, and I don't think it's the best tool. The best tool that I think for newbies and vets alike in recruiting that want to find contact information is probably Swordfish, because one, it's super, super affordable for a startup budget. Two, it has really awesome features. And three, if you're in Six Figure Recruiters, the Facebook group, we have the founder in the group who's graciously given us a discount code. So if you want that discount code, you can either PM me on Facebook or something like that, but I can give it to you. And you'll be able to get a discount on your first month, which is really, really cool. So Swordfish is a really good alternative to Contact Out or Hire Ritual or anything like that, especially for the startup budget. Guys, I see 4 likes. Can we, like, how many people are in here? Like, let's just smash that like button so we can ramp this up, because I want a lot more people in here. If you would, kindly, please. So let's talk. What's up, Luke? Luke, man, I haven't seen you comment in a while, bro. Like, where have you been? Like, I need your motivation, man. Come on. I'm speaking directly to the camera now. Like, I really liked your comments, bro. I super enjoy them. Stick around. Come on. So Luke, thanks for hopping on, man. Cool. So let's see. Joseph, thanks, man. Yeah, man. Trying my best. Trying my best to kill it. Just like we all are, right? You know, nobody's above anybody else. We're all trying to get the same goal. I am trying to basically be a facilitator. I want to put people in the best position possible to replicate the success that I've had. I'm learning still from other people. I have mentors that are doing recruiting, billing $1 million a year that I'm learning from, and it's an constantly an evolving game. So yeah. Yep. Trish, cool. Yeah, you got me. Like, trust me, 100%. When I tell you something on YouTube, or if it's on a Facebook and I make a post or I do something, anything I ever talk about is something that I've personally gone through and experienced myself. And I know what works and what doesn't work as far as what I've done. So I'm not going to talk about stuff that I haven't done, but I have gone through the website process, obviously. And I know after 2.5, almost 3 years coming up on and doing business, clients don't care about your site. It's literally the business card of the 1980s. As long as you have a site, it looks decent, you have some content on there, and it just kind of shows that you're a real business, right? Then you're good. So there's plenty of templates to check out. Check out Wix, Weebly, Squarespace. You'll be good. Do it over the weekend. You'll have an amazing website set up. Buy a good domain. Make sure the domain is your business name, and all that stuff. Don't worry about SEO or anything like that. Just get a good site set up. Let's see. Joseph, so do I work with any splits, or do you do your sourcing straight? I do my sourcing straight. I have worked on a handful of splits. I work on splits periodically, to answer your question in short. I work on splits periodically. But honestly, Joseph, I'm a pretty lone wolf. So I really enjoy the hunt, the kill, and then eating what I've caught. That's just me. So, when I can make a $20,000 fee and not cut it into 2 $10,000 fees, I'm happier, right? Do the math. So yes, there's a lot of advantages, especially for new people, doing splits, especially with the awesome split networks that are out there, like Top Echelon, Reflick. There's so many. You can just do your own research and all that. But there's so many cool split networks. They are really, really cool for beginners because they have job recs ready to go that you can just start searching on and you'll get paid out. And some people make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year just working on split networks, right? Because those companies, they already have like all of the job recs in place. And you can, for instance, start working on a job, collect a fee. The fee might be $25,000 and you might get either 40%, 35%. I don't know. It could be 50%. Depends on the split network, right? But they are really good things. Yeah, Joseph, right? Yeah, you agree, right? You want to take the full cut. So it's very advisable by me that having gone through this and having set up everything and having found success, in my eyes, I think that every one of you, anyone watching this, whether now or on a replay, is perfectly capable of learning both sides of the equation, which is finding clients, finding candidates, feeding those clients, the candidates, getting the full fee. I think you're all capable of doing that because I've done it. If I can do it, you can definitely do it. And there's so much truth to that statement. When people say that, they really mean it because it's coming from here, guys. So I had my start in cold call advertising. So I'd call 100 people a day, talk to business owners, talk to C-suite like lawyers. I'd talk to doctors, whatever, and I would sell them advertising packages. But a lot of times they didn't really want to talk to me because it was a random phone call about advertising. But at the end of the day, like I learned a ton of skills about people and how to work with them, how to close them, how to finesse them, and how to provide serious value, right? Because when you've come from selling products that aren't really valuable and you see like how it really doesn't work out for the customer, and you end up in something like recruiting where you're providing massive value, like it's crazy how your dynamic shifts. Trish Slayer. Oh, okay. I want to have everything. Trish says I want to have everything. I guess I have what you call analysis paralysis. Great point that you brought up, Trish. Analysis paralysis can kill you. Can kill your business for sure. Don't mind if I take a little drinky poo, like Leahy on Trailer Park Boys would say. If any of you catch that reference, rest in peace, Mr. Leahy. But so long story short, analysis paralysis will literally kill you and your business. So done is always better than perfect. All right, think about that. Done is always better than perfect. So if you take 2 weeks, 3 weeks to set up a website and set up a G Suite email or something like that, that's 2 to 3 weeks that you're not reaching out to clients, you're not getting candidates for them, you're not signing any agreements, you're not making any money. And in general labor, you could have set up a website in 45 minutes, gotten 3 contracts. Maybe all 3 of those contracts needed like 3 job orders. So you've got 9 job orders and they're all for like $3,000 and you could almost have a $30,000 month. Think about it. Like a lot of times people don't do the math. Like if you simply do the math on some of this stuff and understand what you're actually going to earn when you get job orders and when you actually execute on them, analysis paralysis, man, you do not want to be stuck there. It's just, how do you get out of analysis paralysis is really what you want to know, right? It's mind over matter. It's simply telling yourself, I'm going to do the things that I know I have to do, but I know I also don't want to do, but I have to do them, period. It's like a religion, okay? You have to just abide by it like it's a religion. Like I'm going to send out all of these cold emails. I'm going to make all these cold calls. I'm going to do all this stuff, blah, 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 whatever, and all that stuff. And so like bottom line, if you're doing that stuff, you're going to be killing it. All right. So like you're absolutely going to crush it. and you'll get out of analysis paralysis really, really quick. So yeah, so I would say definitely you're going to kill it if you jump out of that pressure zone and all that. Let's see here who we've got. Wow. Oh, so many comments. Oh, these are funny. Okay, cool. All right. All right. So we're going to go ahead and remove these. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you guys are too funny. Sorry, I'm just removing some absurdity that's in the live stream. But hey, that happens. So gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, let me just make sure I take care of that so I don't waste anybody's time reading all this stuff. Yeah, so Kiana says, hello, do you recommend starting with no money or what's minimum to get successfully started? So I have done a video on this specifically, and I've basically I basically explained how you start up, and approximately you'll need like $50, 50, $60, because essentially what you're going to need is you're going to need a website, you're going to need a G Suite, right? Email, professional business email. And with all that, you're going to end up basically being able to email clients. You're going to be able to have your website up so you're looking good. You're going to be able to, start getting traction, right? And all of those things are necessary. So your website's probably going to cost about $20 a month. Your G Suite's really cheap. I think right now the basic version is $6 a month to have like a, Kiona at mybusinessname.com, right? And so you can email from there. And then, so you're looking at like $50 startup. It's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to go into every little detail, but that's a startup cost. What's up, I know staff? How's it going? Joseph, when do I need to get an LLC? Joseph, it's up to you. An LLC, as you know, right? I might already be telling you something that you already might know, but an LLC simply is, right, a tax structure that you can create around your business that protects you personally from your business assets. So if you made $500,000 and somebody sued you, God forbid, and something went terrible, you're going to be protected. And so no one can take your house, no one can take like your car or like blah, blah, blah. They can mess with you in lawsuit all they want on your business, but you'll be protected. So that's one big thing about an LLC. When should you start it? Probably after you make like $30,000 or something in revenue. I don't know. Once you bill like 30 grand, I'd probably set an LLC. It really doesn't matter. I mean, I started one up late. I made like 50,000 in billings, and then I started up an LLC. You should start one sooner rather than later. I'll just say that. Again, not an attorney, not a CPA, just playing one on YouTube. So this is for entertainment purposes only. So yeah, guys. So that's pretty much it on the LLC. Trish, one more thing. She says, "Oh, Trish, yeah, sorry, he or she. I can't tell. I can't look at the pictures, man. One more thing. I heard you use Instagram to get, or heard you can use Instagram to get clients. I don't do this. I've heard about this as well. You might be able to do this. Have no idea. You can try it out. I utilize a lot of tried and true methods. So I'm a big advocate of cold email, cold call when it's necessary. Really bigger advocate of cold email and LinkedIn. Really love those strategies because they're tried and true. They're really super straightforward. They get the point across, and yeah. So depends on the position too, because if you're like, hiring for an exec or something like that, like you don't want to try to get candidates on Instagram or Facebook. Like you want to be on LinkedIn. So most definitely, figure out exactly what your market is, what you're looking to place for, and all that stuff. And that's pretty much going to be um, probably the best for you, right? And then you can decide. And if you get success from marketing for candidates on Instagram, go for it. But a lot of times I find my candidates on Craigslist or Indeed or other methods like that. So, I use a lot of simple tactics, but simplicity is the way to go. Simplicity really just ends up giving me a really, really good way to go about it. So, where were we here? Kind of got lost. Mhm. Brandon, what's up, Ben? When should I join a split fee company? Hey, Brandon, probably right when you start up, man. There's no harm. Join a split fee network. It's not a company, it's just a network. So basically, it's kind of like joining a group, right? And they have job recs that they'll throw you, and they'll say, hey, come recruit on these job recs. And what you do is you start recruiting on their job recs. And if you fill their position, you get the split, right? So you get 35% or 40% or whatever their specific fee structure is to pay you out. That's what they pay you out. So I would join one right away. It's definitely a good beginner move. So yeah, for sure. Marcelo, how you doing, man? What's your take on hospitality recruiting? Marcello, I'm gonna guess it's Marcello. Marcello, my take on it is that it's very low margin. It's a good move if you want to do contract staffing, meaning you bankroll it, you pay your employees, they're your W-2s, you have insurance, you become the employer of record, things like that. It's really good as a contract business, not going to be so good as a direct hire business. Generally, hospitality roles have high attrition. And so you're going to be looking at a lot of refills of positions, and that's not fun at all. That's not something you want to get into. And when I think hospitality, I think about like hotels, I think about restaurants, I think about that kind of stuff. And what you want to be doing is ultimately, like, the best scenario is direct hiring for high paying positions, right? So, salespeople, maybe managers, directors, VPs if you can, stuff like that. But if you're a brand new beginner, you want to be in like general labor, things like trades, plumbing shops, HVAC shops, construction. You want to be in transportation, warehouse, logistics. Those things that are really, really simple, straightforward, easy, you want to jump on those. Those will be really, really good for you. And you can get really good contracts out of that, and you can make an easy six-figure income or multi-six-figure income out of just that. But hospitality staffing, hospitality recruiting, I would do that on a contract basis, which means I would have a bankroll to fund that. I would pay for those guys' wages by myself, and then collect a margin on top. Jason says, how do I feel about bounty jobs? Tried bounty jobs a couple years back. Didn't really find anything useful out of it. Didn't work for me. My personal experience. Other people have their own. Is what it is. Eric Escalante. I'm a BD for a large staffing firm. I'm looking to open my own search firm, focusing on attorneys. Should I focus locally, regionally, or nationally? Nationally, Eric, definitely go nationally. So especially in the legal realm, right? This is not my specialty, but I most definitely know that there are extremely high fees for placing attorneys, and attorneys move nationwide for the right price. And so I've dealt with a lot of attorneys when I've worked with them selling advertising and other digital marketing products and things like that. So I've worked with a lot of attorneys on that realm. But I would say if you're focused on that, Eric, I would go nationally. You might want to start out locally and just regionally. I'd say regionally for like a month, 2 months. But then after that, I would definitely expand out nationally because like there's really good lawyers that are in certain states and they just don't know about an opportunity that's in a state 5 states over. So once you make them aware of that, they'll be aware of it and they'll be like, okay, cool, and they'll take you for serious. And at that point, you might be able to grab a client and make a really big fee. Average fees on attorney staffing is something like 70,000 bucks a placement. I mean, you can make bigger placements than that even. But yeah, so that's my take on that. Kiana, do you suggest using payroll factoring? You only need payroll factoring if you're doing contract staffing. So this is something I repeat over and over and over again. So guys, there's direct hire and then there's contract staffing, which means one, you just find the candidate, place them, collect a fee, say peace, I'm out. The other one is you find all the candidates, you pay the candidates, they're actually your employees, and you're in charge of payroll, you're in charge of all their HR stuff, you're in charge of everything, and you are responsible as far as insurance and all sorts of things. You would need a payroll factoring company if you don't have the funds. I have some people that I have on contract that I am contracting out to warehouses. Now, I self-fund them because I have the funds just to pay them, but a lot of people don't have the funds to do this, so they use a payroll factoring company. You've got to understand, though, that that company is actually going to take 3 to 4% sometimes off of your margin. So if your margin is already razor thin on your contractors, and let's say every contractor you work, every month that they work, they make you, I don't know, maybe $800. You got to understand that you're going to have 3 or 4% taken off of the margin because someone else is providing the payroll. So that's one thing. Rolando, how much time do you put into client search a day? Also, how many cold emails do you do? So Rolando, it really depends. So my first and foremost, most important aspect of my day is filling roles that I have available and open for me, like open job recs that are ready to go. So I focus on those heavily, and I really get after that so that I can actually fulfill my duty and give the client what they want. Because if you're not fulfilling like what the client is paying you to do, then what's the point? So from there, then I would also devote, extra time to business development after that. So what you want is basically to be recruiting and finding candidates for your current clients, while also after that, as second priority, finding new business consistently. Because really how it should be going is you should be cashing checks for placements that you've made. You should be signing brand new agreements at the same time for new business, while you should also be searching for some new business on the internet, using Swordfish and whatever, and LinkedIn, finding new business, connecting with new people, hiring managers, whatever it is, to actually be able to, get new business after your other business is finished, right? So you want to be in a constant cycle of that. On the weekend, what should we be doing? What suggestions do you have for us? So weekend is for sourcing. So you do not want to really be talking to any clients on weekends. Clients are not going to take calls on weekends. It's not their time. Clients relax on weekends. Candidates, however, job seekers, people that are open to taking new jobs, this is where you find your candidates. So, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it might be, you can use that time on the weekend to source for candidates. And that's a really, really good way of going about it. Because what are candidates not doing on weekends? They're not working. So they have tons and tons of time on their hands, and they're on their devices, they're on their laptop, they're on their phone, they're receiving email, they're looking at job ads, they're actively looking for that job while they have time. So the perfect time for you to catch them is when they're already actively looking for positions. So it's just a good match for weekends. Let's see. Eric asks, "Hi Ben, why Crelate? Also, I have 25K to start my firm. Should I invest in Zoom Info in my first year?" I would definitely invest in Zoom Info for your first year. I would also get something like Swordfish. It's going to be helpful for you as well. I would get LinkedIn Sales Navigator. But why Crelate? Crelate is super simple. Crelate is basically a CRM and an ATS all in one. So it gives you pretty much everything you need. I mean, you can compile all of your candidate information, all of your client information. You can post jobs on there. You can do all kinds of things in Crelate. So you have to check out the Crelate website and go over all the details. I'm not gonna run through every single item, but why Crelate? It's comprehensive and it's easy. Simple as that. Joseph says, wow, when you connect with decision makers on LinkedIn, do you email them or connect with them first, or are you just focused on sword fishing their contact? It's a hodgepodge of all that. I mean, like, yeah, if I see a decision maker that I know is going to really be making the decision, yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to send them an email. And then afterwards, I'll swordfish them as well to see what data I can grab, and then I'll probably send them an email as well. So yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, Crelate is a very nice ATS, correct. Alternative Investment says LinkedIn Premium with the unlimited messages or emails. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't get it. I know LinkedIn Premium is like $66 a month. I use Sales Navigator. It's $88 a month. I don't know how you obtain unlimited messages or emails. So if you could elaborate on that, that'd be helpful. But yeah, no, definitely you want to be on LinkedIn, at least LinkedIn Premium for sure, minimum, because it allows you to see more people, it allows you to connect with more people and things like that, provides you more emails, stuff like that. And what I believe Alternative Investment is mentioning is how you can get unlimited emails, which I don't know about that, but that's like Recruiter Lite stuff, but I don't know. Let's see here. Brandon says, should I register with more than one split fee site? Brandon, I would not do that. I'd probably start with one, work it, check out how it goes, see what happens, and go from there. And then if you hate what you're working on, go to a different network. But give one network some time, see if it works out for you, and see if it actually like flies. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Whatever. Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great says, 10K annual a month for unlimited messages on LinkedIn. Okay. I don't know all the quotes and pricing for unlimited. The LinkedIn top shelf that most larger staffing firms have with unlimited emails, Swordfish, Zoom, etc. I'm not sure which plan it is, but having unlimited messages in my old industry made me the top biller in the country for your agency. Okay. Well, yes, of course I can call you Chris, but I prefer to, at minimum, begin with your handle. And if you're comfortable with that, that's fine. Yeah, so anyways, Chris says that there's a hodgepodge and you can basically utilize multiple tools and all that stuff. So yeah. Chris is a Rain Man. So we'll just drop it right there. Name dropping. Jason, can you post unlimited jobs on Crelate? I currently use CPL. I actually don't know that answer to that question on Crelate. I do not know. Chris would know though. Chris would know if you can post unlimited jobs or what the limit is. and I'm guessing there's a limit. I just haven't found it because I haven't had that many jobs posts, or I haven't posted that many jobs on it. Jason Scott, what ATS do I use? Crelate. Guys, I use Crelate as an ATS and a CRM. So like anything I need to do on my systems, it's done through Crelate. Like, so if I want to put a client's information in there, that's where it goes. Candidates information, that's where it goes. Like ATS and CRM, like this stuff means the same to me. It just doesn't matter. It's just data, information. Like it might as well be an Excel spreadsheet. Like my strategy, guys, like if you haven't noticed, like over like however a year plus watching my YouTube and stuff, I'm all about simplicity and like closest to the money is what I say. And like, I just want it easy. So, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I use it like an ATS. Like if I can use something for 4 different things, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Same thing with like Indeed for instance, right? If I'm on Indeed and I'm, posting a job and having a job ad up there, I'm going to use just like the Indeed interface to handle that. I'm not going to put stuff from that in Crelate. I'm not going to I don't work a job. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a solopreneur. I don't have to go like report that and put that into Crelate. I just handle it on Indeed on their platform. Like the data is all recorded there. Let's see here. What's up, Diamond? Crelate publishes at random. Yep, you could publish all of them. However, they randomly select as to which sites the jobs are posted to, and it's out of your control. Yeah, correct. So that's that. No, I don't like Minecraft. I think it's a huge waste of time and really inefficient. So no, I don't like Minecraft, Diamond. Let's see here. Ben, do you have Crelate mobile app? I'm not paying for the top plan, so I don't get it. But I guess their new update integrations, texting, which is good for recruiters, will separate from average. Yeah. Trying to figure out the question here. No, I don't have the Crelate mobile app. No, I don't. I'm actually eligible for my plan or not. And so yeah. And anyways, I'm just unaware. Diamond, that's really cool. I don't know what it helps students learn, but that's pretty cool. Wasn't aware of that. So interesting. Cool. Yeah. Duchess, what's up, Duchess? Diamond, are you in recruiting? Are you a recruiter? Like, give us a little of your background. I forget or I don't follow every single person that's on the channel, so sometimes I just don't know. Sorry. Very professional response to that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, right. Yeah, he recruits for Minecraft gangs. Let's see. Rachel, what's up, Rachel? I have a potential client that speaks with me regarding the details of the roles and gets back to me on various things, but when it came down to signing contract, he doesn't respond. How do I handle that? Send him a very direct and stern message that says, "Hi, I loved speaking with you, and I think we're in total alignment. The next step would be for us to sign a contract, and I would like to know if you are ready to do that." And send that off and see if you get a response. If you don't, I would then make a phone call to that individual, and if they don't answer, leave a voicemail. And then if nothing responds after that, I would probably just leave it and walk away. Because a lot of people, whether you like to believe it or not, they actually like to just say yes and don't follow through. Happens all the time. So I come from a sales background, and people are saying yes all day long, and they have no intention of doing business with you. So I would do those actions, then find out from there. Cool, Diamond. Good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think we should all become Minecraft experts at this point. Um, Probably a better alternative investment than sports gambling. It's true, hey, right? You're not wrong there. Yeah. So Diamond, what's your plug on this? Are you just letting us know this information, or are you involved in recruitment somehow with this? I want more information. Kevin says, I'm starting a recruitment business, but scared to cold call. What should I do? Oh my God, cold calling someone you'll never ever meet. And what if they say no and the phone hangs up and it disconnects? Oh my God, what will happen in my life? Like, how will things change? Just make the calls, man. Um, Shoot, I don't drink a beer and then start making cold calls. Like, do whatever you have to do. Like, listen, it's not that big of a deal. And yes, you should be cold calling. I'm a big fan of cold email, but I absolutely respect the cold call gang. So yeah, for sure, hit the phones, man. Nothing will like basically change. You're never going to meet the people. Well, you'll usually never meet the people that you cold call. And if you do cold call them and it becomes a warm conversation, well, guess what? It's not cold anymore, is it? It's warm. Then you're talking to somebody who wants to do business with you, and it's not weird anymore. I did this for 5 years. I called random businesses and asked for the owner, had to try to get through gatekeepers, try to act like I know who Jim is. Get me to Jim, please, the principal attorney. Stuff like that. Like, I've been through all of that and did it for like 5 years. It's a grind, but at the end of the day, people are people. Like, you're just calling people. Just call them up just like you're calling a person you know. I mean, it's that simple. Once you get past your first like 50 cold calls, guaranteed the next 50 are going to be 100% better than your first 50. So that's what I can say on that. Yeah, Chris is right. So just keep reading the Minecraft. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I know staffing says I hate cold calling. Right. Some people can't do it. Some people are literally too anxious to do it, like clinically too anxious to do it. I get it. Okay. If you have to stick to cold email, do it. Which this is my personal plug. I made my first $100,000 simply on cold email and LinkedIn connections. So if you want to know if that model can be proven, yes, it can be proven. I didn't cold call people. I do that now periodically, but I mostly still rely on cold email and LinkedIn. Param says, please provide call script and cold email format for business development. Okay, you didn't finish the word development, but I assume that's what you mean, and I can't provide that on a YouTube stream. So find me on Facebook and PM me if you really want that. Yeah, just PM me. You don't need to schedule. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, cool. Yeah, Diamond. I mean, appreciate you letting us know. Yeah, Chris. Yes, that is an accurate statement. Diamond, it is pretty amazing how big Minecraft got. There's a lot of billionaires out there from Minecraft. That's pretty cool stuff. Eric says, what are some things you would do differently if you had to start your own firm over again? That's a really loaded question. And it's pretty deep. What would I do differently if it was day one, right? And it should always be day one, according to Jeff Bezos. I would probably do exactly the same thing I did before. I got Zoom info pretty early on, did a ton of cold email. One thing I might change is actually splitting up my cold email with cold calling. And I may have, you know what? I might have actually tiered up into higher level niches rather than just like light industry off the bat, because I got a lot of light industry right now, and I get plenty of business. I have a very high volume, low fee business. So I have a multi six figure income from that, but it's a lot, right? So when Chris does staffing for a fund manager, right, in finance, he's going to make a $25,000 fee or a $20,000 fee. I'm going to take maybe like five placements to make that. However, it's pretty hard for Chris to find that person, or it's harder than it is for me to find a forklift driver or a warehouse associate. So it's all relative. It's all relative, right? But if I was starting day one, I would probably do half and half cold email and cold call. I would also probably focus on some of the higher level niches as well, because everyone's evolving. We're all scaling, including myself. So I'm scaling up into broader and bigger things, which right now is sales, sales management, SDRs, marketing positions, things like that, right? Because that's my background too. So segue, jump into the next question. Yeah, Param, please provide cold email script. Yes. For all that begging, yeah. Like I said, PM me, bro. To segue to the next question after that, what's your background? Marcello says. So yeah, my background is sales. So it's cold call, advertising sales. It was also SaaS software sales. So a little bit more consultative, right, with the clients, talking to higher level decision makers, C-suite, VP, whatever, stuff like that. And so that's my background. A lot of that in a way past life. I'm 31, but when I was like 23 or so, I was a project engineer for a construction company. And that did not scratch my itch whatsoever. As you all know, if you're a true entrepreneur, you know when you don't feel uncomfortable, and that's like a huge thing. Like you feel the pressure, you feel like you need to change something. You know you need to change something actually. So that's really what it came down to. So I went from construction, I went into sales, and advertising sales, software sales, blah blah blah. And then after that, I just ditched the cubicle farm for this office and recruitment, and have been successful since. Kevin says, thank you so much. I really want you to be my mentor. Do you have email or something I could contact you? So Kevin, my name is Ben Nader, and you can go on Facebook, find me, PM me, and I will definitely respond to you, and we'll chat for sure. So yeah. Joseph Howell, what do you think about outsourcing? It's a crapshoot. You never know what you're going to get. I've tried it several times. Had a horror story. I've worked with a team that basically sort of ripped me off. Really didn't do anything. I paid them $1,000 for a month of their services, and it was agreed upon that I would not pay them again until they actually got me someone that I could place. But bottom line is they didn't perform well. You have to test. It's just like testing email subject lines. Like you have to test it over and over to see what sticks, see what works. Where's my BFF puppy under the table? No, she's in the other room. So she's not here right now. Yeah, but on the next live, remind me. I'll get her out. Not referring to a person. I'm referring to my Yorkie, my canine. Rachel, what's your timeline on finding a project manager? It's been 3 weeks with my current client with trying to find a solid individual. I feel like I may lose this placement. You could lose the placement. What's your timeline on finding a project manager? Really, this should have been discussed with your client. I mean, honestly, some of the most important things in recruitment are radical candor, absolute full transparency, and being completely open with your client. If you have a good relationship with your client, You're making money. You are successful. You're going to get repeat business, referral business, continued business. And that's how I worked with one client last year and did over 25,000 with them based on like placing one person for them. So that worked out for me really, really well. And so, yeah, that was super awesome. But have good rapport with them so you can ask those questions up front, Rachel. Because what you want to do is like you said, it's been 3 weeks trying to find an individual. Let them know that your process is most likely going to take X amount of time. And yeah, I am looking at my phone. I don't really care. But checking on any important things. Looking at myself going live. But anyways, so yeah, my timeline on that for a project manager, I need so much more information on that. Like I can't answer a simple question like that. Like it has to be like, what is this like a senior project manager? Is this a technical project manager? Is this just like a soft skills project manager? Like what's the deal with that? What's up, Manal Patel? Rachel, I have Sales Nav, Indeed, Resume Search, and Indeed job postings, of course. Yeah, I mean, you're doing the best you can. Keep going, right? Chris, I believe the free LinkedIn on the LinkedIn job ad postings are still available through the mobile app. If I'm not right, correct me if I'm wrong. But Bruno says, I'm looking for a mentor and let me know if you are interested. If I'm interested in mentoring you. PM me. Find me on Facebook and PM me. Talk to me. Okay. Yeah, just hit me up on Facebook, man. LOL K9. I don't get the reference. I forget what I said. I nurse staff, honestly, but LOL. Ben, have you ever considered making some inappropriate videos for cash? No, I haven't. You know, and you couldn't afford it anyways. So yeah, it's weird that you would write that in a normal live about recruiting. But let's see. I'm a few months into direct staffing and loving it. You do both or just placement? I do both. However, 99% of my business is direct hire. So I direct hire for a light industry, and then I do staffing, which is contract staffing for like a handful of warehouse employees at a time. So that's my setup with contract hiring versus direct placement. However, I highly favor direct hire placement, and for so many different reasons. If you're watching this and you're checking things out, you need to understand that contract staffing has a huge set of steps involved in actually getting it completely set up and organized, legally, financially. I mean, just all over the place. So you kind of have to be at a position where you're making. Reset here, so I'm looking fancy, but you're going to have to be in a position where you've got the cash on hand, or you're going to use a payroll company. So there's a lot of barriers there. Check them out, research it. It's not impossible, but you can definitely get it done. Chad, okay, yeah, that was the exact question. Let's see. Rachel says, electrical construction. I'm pretty transparent with the client, but I was interested on whether this client is just a difficult client. Just curious if this is normal. 110K salary for this role, by the way. How many candidates have you sent into them for this role? That would be beneficial information. And I mean, again, how long have you been recruiting in that niche? You sent in 4. That's really, really good in 3 weeks. well, it's not excellent. Um, it would be better if you sent in like 8, 2 a week would be better. But yeah, yeah, they probably just want to see more people. So honestly, like, here's the deal: clients don't waste their time. So when a client, signs on with you, they mean business. Like they're ready to go. They want you to hire for them. So how it works is once they sign on with you, they don't want to find another recruiting agency. They don't want to deal with a temp staffing agency or anything like that. So like they trust me, like they have tons of buy-in with you. Once they sign that contract with you, they're totally bought in with you and they're totally like ready to go with you. So don't fret if it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, and you had 4 placement or 4 applicants, right? Don't fret, relax, just recalibrate, figure out, get the feedback from the client. This is probably your most important thing, Rachel. Get the feedback from the client on what's wrong, what's missing, what's off, all of that. Like I said, radical transparency, openness with this client, right? So figure out, just candidly ask them, hey, what are they missing? What would you like? I can find it. Okay. Brown Sugar Short, I love your videos. Have learned a lot. It's time for you to dive right in. Brown Sugar Short. I'm gonna give you kind of the last note on this. So here's the deal, guys. Everyone that's watching right now, I just launched a 6-week focus class on how to start a recruiting agency from scratch. This is the first that I'm doing in my Facebook group and for my audience. So everything that I've been doing is basically just YouTube videos and a bunch of different things on Facebook. But I've decided to take things much, much deeper. So I've created a 6-week focus class that'll be on Mondays and Wednesdays. It's going to be hosted on Zoom video. So basically it'll be me teaching just like this, just like through the computer. And the cost to get into the class is $9.94. We're going to run 6 weeks, 2 sessions per week. Again, they are all recorded. So if you miss a session or whatever happens, like you can go back and check it all out. We're also going to have a private student Facebook group that you can join. And once you get in that Facebook group, you can interact with all the other students. And we're going to be teaching everything from A to Z. So if you're on the cusp of like, hey, I need to get a recruiting agency started and I know how to do like almost everything, but I don't know how to implement it, it'll be for you. If you're already placing people and you've got some setup and you just want to double your efficiency, this will be for you. We're going to talk about exactly all the things you're doing wrong, all the things you're doing right, and the best practices, the best way to launch and scale what would eventually be a 6-figure recruiting agency. So cost for that is $9.94 if you want to get into that. So there's a couple spots left right now. When I first announced it on Monday of this week, a bunch of people signed up right away. Then I have a handful of people that have signed up and not paid their invoice. So if you want a spot in the class and you want to learn everything from scratch from me, PM me. The best way to do it is to just simply private message me on Facebook to my personal account. Find me, Ben Nader, and I'll talk to you about how to sign up. It's really simple. I'll get you in. We're starting on Monday, so it's pretty straightforward. Eric says, thanks for everything. Yeah, man, you're absolutely welcome. I try to be a resource, okay? So everything I put out there is just, I want to be valuable. I want to make sure that people are getting value and getting wins, and all of that. So let's see here. How do you get credibility when you hadn't made placements in the industry? How do you get the trust of your clients when you are relatively new? Well, it's only a problem if you bring it up, Joseph. So ultimately, you act the act and walk the walk until somebody calls you out, and then you simply tell them that you've been working placing people in jobs for a number of years, which I believe your background, when I looked at it, I think on LinkedIn, I think we're connected, or at least on Facebook. Your background, you have been placing people, so yeah, I would say that, like, it's definitely something that you can overcome pretty easily, to say the least. Okay, so it's something that you can definitely be able to get around. It's not a big deal. Um, Yep, you have. So yeah, right. So you grab that credibility, package it up, and just explain to them. Yeah, so I worked in this industry for so and so many years, and I've placed for a handful of roles, very similar to this role. Blah blah blah. Obviously, you want to speak directly to that role so you can win that contract. If it's electrical, plumbing, whatever, say you've worked with companies exactly like this. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Talk the talk. All that stuff. Imposter syndrome strikes again. It always does. Guys, anybody watching right now, imposter syndrome only happens to people that are genuine, real, and not faking it. So I get imposter syndrome all the time, right? I'm on this YouTube stream right now. I feel a little imposter syndrome. Like, I'm feeling it slightly, right? But it happens to everyone. It's just a psychological thing, and you just slide it away, and it goes away right away. But the scientific studies show that the only people that actually do not get imposter syndrome are the actual complete all-out fakes, which is really interesting. So if you're feeling imposter syndrome, it's actually a good sign, and you just need to let it slide away. Know you're on the right pathway, and know you're good to go. So yeah, the imposter syndrome can get you only if you let it get you. So that's one little nugget. Who's got another question? Who's got something they want to ask? Who has anything they want to chat about real quick before we hop off? I feel like this has been a relatively productive live. Sorry if you've answered this already. Where are you finding your candidates? Vida, is that your name? I don't know what the acronym Vida is. Anyways, where do I find my candidates? I work a lot in industry and sales and things like that. So candidate searches will be done on LinkedIn. If it's a higher level role, going down from there, Indeed is an awesome spot to hit. Indeed's great. Indeed is the #1 rated job search and post site of our time now in 2019. And then if you're looking for some less than awesome roles to fill, Craigslist is your best friend. Craigslist is alive and well, although everything thinks it's full of back page type stuff and it's dead. It's not. You could post an ad on Craigslist and get 10 candidates in a matter of hours, so long as you write a good job ad, which is something that I've done a video on as well, and is definitely going to be part of the class I'm doing on how to actually set up good job ads so that you can get good candidates, make good placements, make a ton of money. So again, I'll leave it with you guys doing a focus class on how to build a recruiting agency from scratch. If you want in, DM me on my personal Facebook. Just find me or join the group if you're not already in Six Figure Recruiters. I'm in there. You can PM me directly, and I will sign you up. We got a couple spots left for it. We're starting on Monday. Again, every session is recorded. We're going to go through the whole gamut, the whole entire infrastructure of building a recruiting agency, developing it to success, actually reaching a pinnacle where you can get clients while you're in the class. Like we're going to hold hands here. So I'm going to be working with people to literally get them clients, help get them a client, and totally nail value with that client so that they can get more clients and more clients. And I've broken this down before, but if you were to take the focus class, which is $9.94, and go make one placement at the lowest fee ever, let's say 10%, and the average person is getting paid $35,000 a year, you're going to get a $3,500 fee on that placement. So basically, the way I'm putting it to everyone who asks, when they do ask, is that $994 is basically going to be almost 4 times your ROI on your investment in getting into the focus class that I'm doing. And I've meticulously documented and set up everything I want to teach for this class, based on my exact experience growing a solo recruiting agency to a multi-six-figure business. So I think there's a ton of value. We're going to cover everything, like I said, from bottom to top. Build the foundation, talk about client acquisition, talk about candidates, talk about recruiting, talk about contracts. I mean, talk about things that you're not even thinking about right now. Talking about all the nooks and crannies and all the little messaging and templates and cold emails and follow-ups and everything and anything that you might not have on mind right now. But most people, right? Most people need a guide, or they need structure, or they just need to be held accountable. So they need someone to kind of push them in that direction, right? So yeah. So if you're interested in that, PM me on Facebook. Again, Ben Nader. Search me up. Look at this face. A little less facial hair in the picture. And you'll find me. So anyways, guys, that's it. I'm going to sign off. I hope this was valuable to any of you. If it was, just smash that like button, please, if you would. It means a whole ton. It just boosts the algorithm on YouTube. And if you got any value whatsoever, it would be much appreciated if you guys to smash that like button. So I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all of you that continually watch YouTube videos of mine. And so thank you so much. But yeah, I'm signing off for now. I'll catch you guys later. If you're not in six-figure recruiters, by all means, join. Get in there. All right, guys. I'll catch you later. Take care.